All right, my friends. I'm here to talk about these tag team belts here that I've created. It seemed to spark the internet. Um, but the reason I'm not selling them, and I've been getting a ton of requests for them, I am not selling them. The reason I created them was to have a tournament for them here at the house. And so I like to get somewhere this summer. That's what my goal is, to have a tag team tournament for these, for the local guys. Not only that, I'm going to be renting ring time for them. So if anybody wants to rent ring time instead of paying high dollars for to join an organization and then be $50 a month, I'm not trying to do that. I've never tried to do that, and that's not what we're about. I mean, how do you learn an art if you don't have the money? That's not fair. And the art's already dying, so I feel we need to teach it along. So, all right, I'm going to get to the questions instead of rambling on. First question was Carlos Colon. I always liked Carlos. I think he was a pretty good wrestler. I liked him in his battles with him and Dory Funk. I think had some great battles when they were going for the CCW title. Or not CCW, I apologize. WWC. They get all these letters in your head and you get all confused. When they were doing that back in the 80s, that was a pretty good match. Him and Dutch Mantel, they had some great matches. Now, a lot of people always say, like, him and Abby, they just had brutal matches. They just had a lot of brutal matches. But Dory Funk, Dory Funk was a pretty good wrestler in his own right. I know he was a little slower, and he kind of lost his touch towards the 80s came around, and he looked a lot older than he was bald, and it didn't fly. But it didn't take away from his skills. But he, if you really watch some of his matches, I mean, he put it out there, man. He was pretty good. And, I went from Carlos to Funk, so sorry about drifting off on that, but it's all right. And what do I think about the belts today? They're beautiful. There's nothing wrong with the belts today. They're all beautiful. I mean, they're got to be really creative. My thing about them is I think they got too gaudy and too big. I mean, sometimes simple is the best. And we have to have rhinestones. And like I was asked before about the IWGP belts, I think they're beautiful belts, but they're not for me. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking them. I mean, I just think they. Thank you, buddy. I just think they're too much. It's like it was like everybody bought the bedazzler, and we have to bedazzle everything or bling it all out, and I just I don't know. That's why I think the TV belt flies a lot in that style, because it is simple. No. All right. What is your next event that you will be participating in? Well, I don't wrestle no more. I'm retired, and I actually was going to go next week down to Alabama to see some CCW, Old Continental Championship Wrestling, down there in Alabama. They're going to have Ron Fuller, Mr. Olympia, and all the old guys from them. So I might still be taking a trip down there. So I missed the last event. They had Bob Armstrong and all the guys. They had Animal and Tommy Rich. I missed it. I wish I didn't. Even my wife's like, "Are you going? You need to go. You need to go." And it's just like, I got lead in my ass. You know what I mean? It's like you get in the mood, you don't feel like doing anything. Plus, it's like an 8-hour drive from here, which I don't have a problem with that. IWGP. Yes. It has more. The IWGP belts I've always felt, have more prestige than any of the United States titles, besides like the old NWA title. When they brought them belts over, think about when the Road Warriors brought the international tag belts. When they brought them over, that was it. They were the most powerful tag belts. I mean, they trumped. Not getting political. They trumped the NWA tag, and even when the Steiners brought them over, they were battling for the right to number one contendership for the IWGP tag belts because shit, the belts here mean nothing. They have honor, we have crap. You know what I mean? And we lost that. And oh shit, what are you gonna do? Here comes my father-in-law, I think. No, wrong truck. So no, the IWGP belts I've always felt have more respect, and I just seen on one of the pages they have posted, I think it was the junior title, had Owen Hart's name and stuff like that on it. And I remember being at a TWA show and them battling for the TWA, I'm sorry, the IWGP junior title there in the TWA in Philadelphia. And I'll tell you what, it was a hell of a match. It was a great match. And just wrestling over there is an art, is respected, is, you know, the difference between American wrestling and like Mexican wrestling and wrestling over in Japan is the fact that they honor it. When you want to be a wrestler, that's what you want to do. That's what you become. That's what your life goal is, to do that. And here in America, it's just, oh, well, I'm going to be a wrestler today. Then you hurt your elbow, and then, well, thank you. You hurt your elbow, and all of a sudden you don't want to be a wrestler. And it's like, that's not right. But yes, he was for me. And it was an honor to see him wrestle, man. I have that on video somewhere. And somebody wrote on here about TWA shows. I have them on video. And like I said, you guys, if you follow me, know I procrastinate. You know what I mean? And I'll get that out there because it was a great match. I think they went like 45 minutes and battled the hell out of each other. You know, and then you know what else? They had Medusa was there that night. She was going against somebody from Japan. And no disrespect, I don't remember their names, but she was battling somebody for, I think, the women's title. And I'll have to look it up. And yeah, but over, like I said, here in America, wrestling is just something we do. In other countries, it's something you want to be. You know what I mean? Today, we pretend we're wrestlers. Back in the day, wrestlers were wrestlers. Wahoo never said, I want to pretend I'm a wrestler. You know, Wahoo became a wrestler. He transferred over, you know. And that's what I had a lot of respect for Verne Gagne, because he took athletes and converted them into wrestlers and brought their talents out. And that's why today, even, you know, you still feel the effects of the AWA. I did not see that. I missed it, whatever. But, you know, I don't know what to think about the wrestling business today. I was watching, somebody asked me just to watch, just watch it. I watch it and I see the guy come out. I don't even know the guy's name, but he's dancing with all the girls. And it just reminded me as they took the Ho train and modified it. Oh, into the conga line. It was a conga line. And I'm just thought to myself, like, really? I have backyard wrestling that's better than the stuff that you're seeing on television, you know? And that's why I want to have a battle for these, you know? I want to get rightful tag team champions. I want people to be proud. I want them to work the art, you know what I mean? And give them a decent payday. I mean, I can't say I'm going to give $1,000 paycheck, but I will try to give something, because I want the art to come back to what it was. And you know, nothing against ECW. Think about ECW. It was just easier to smash somebody with a chair than it was to slap a leg lock on or an arm bar or something. I mean, when you have to actually learn how to wrestle, nobody wants to do it. And you know, I got a tore up shoulder, but I still got there wrestle. I mean, it's just the battles, the bumps, and the battle scars. It's 90s have gotten more matches. Oh yeah, well, all Japan. Even today, think about overseas. I mean, what we watch all this, and I do anyway. The stuff from overseas. You know what I mean? I don't even watch I follow on Instagram a lot of these matches from IWGP and All Japan and what have you. It's just they work the art. They just really work the art. They truly do, and they take respect and honor. I think now it's coming around to more of like 80 style, even though, and that's fine with me too because the guys get to show their art. And I just don't like. I have respect for Ring of Honor, but I feel like Ring of Honor kind of. I watched a tag team match when I watched it. They had the tournament for the women's title. They turn around and the women's match for the tournament for that was better than the whole show. I felt when the women are out showing out the guys, a lot of respect for them. Um, but you got to get rid of the showboat. And I think that's why I like Jesse Ventura as when he was an announcer, especially for WCW, because he didn't put up any crap. He told it like it is. Stop showboat. He needs to get on him. I mean, that's that's that. And my final question here. My son's over here flipping my cue cards. All right, I can't say it. What is your favorite belt? I said this before. The old Mid Atlantic title, Crusher Khrushchev and the Sam Houston and what have you. That was always my favorite belt. The two-tone belts were always they stood out a lot to me. I like silver belts, so that's why a lot of these are all silver. And that's what I've always liked two-tone. Now somebody asked me about the TWA and the ECW belt. The ECW belt and the TWA belt were. I seen this bad boy and I needed to pick it up because I've never seen a rep of the TWA belt. So when I seen it, I'm like, I gotta have it. I just gotta have it, and which later became the ECW belt. But when you think about what the TWA used to be, man, it was brutal. They were brutal, and they had great matches. And I think a lot of people. I wish there was more footage out there of it because they did a lot of bar matches. They used to wrestle down at the sports bar, and what? There's my son hollering. They used to wrestle down at the sports bar. I went to a couple of matches there. It was a real tight facility, but really their bigger shows, and if you look back at the crowds they used to pull, I mean, some were the largest crowds in an independent show. So I'm going to have to run because I see my son's getting in trouble. But I want to thank you all for your time. I know if I bored you, I'm sorry, but I see some I enjoyed me. But I do thank you for your time. And look, I love you guys. And I'm going to be on Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram tonight, a couple people wanted me to go on there and see what I could do on there. I'll be on sometime tonight. OWC Wrestling on Instagram. And I love you guys and keep in touch. What are you doing, Keegan? Hold on, buddy. I'm trying to get this.